Alright guys, we just finished our session in the LTG. It was a pretty decent session. We played 3 battles. I didn't do session videos for the LT-432 or the Hawk 30, but I'm just going to go ahead and reset everything so we're fresh here for our session in the Gsor. Now, I've only played 2 battles in the Gsor, but I do have a handful of battles in the LHM TV. I'm pretty sure I only have the standard, only the engine. So I have the standard gun, the standard radio, and the tracks. So for the first time in a long time, you guys are going to be seeing me playing with standard equipment and even standard loadout, like pretty much a stock tank, right? I have none of this unlocked yet or anything like that. And my crew, yeah, we got a decent crew. Brother-in-Arms isn't proccing because I put the John Connor in here from the Terminator movies. I forget what. I think that was the same battle pass where you got the T-832, but he's in here, and then I had to kind of use some crew books for these guys. I want to say I used like a personal one for each of them, but we have concealment, situational awareness, or I'm sorry, concealment, smooth ride, concealment, snapshot, or whichever one is the driver, that one's the driver. And then situational awareness up here, concealment, and about 86% recon. And it's getting us 474 view range, and then with the concealment, we're getting 44.6% concealment. So this isn't bad. And again, standard equipment, guys. Of course, I'm going to run the rations, but just so you guys are seeing, like, I actually, when I have these tech tree tanks, especially once I get up the tiers, sometimes I will play them with standard equipment, some stock modules, like we only have the 85mm, the 90mm would be the top gun, but I'm still going to put a decent crew on them and run rations, right? So this is what we have. I've only played 2 battles in this tank, 2443 damage we're averaging, we'll never hold it there, and without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into this game. I don't really mind this tank that much. 0.33 dispersion, 1.82 aiming time. It does have decent gun depression, but the DPM is pretty bad, even for a light. And yeah, okay, so let's go, guys. And what I found is that I actually preferred the LHM TV to this tank so far. And the reason I say that is because I didn't feel like the Gsor was a big upgrade. A while back, I had a video, I forget what map it was on, but I was telling you guys how I have played the LHM TV. It was my first video with the Gsor, and I just didn't feel that impressed with the Gsor. I really didn't. It almost felt like it was worse than the LHM TV tier for tier, and I just don't see any difference between the two. I actually thought the LHM TV looked cooler with its turret, but they play almost exactly the same. They're kind of passive scouting type vehicles. And yeah, I don't really see any difference between the two, other than this one's a tier 9 and the other one's a tier 8. But again, we're going to see what we can do. The thing I do like about these vehicles so far is that the gun seems fairly accurate despite what it says on paper. And I've also noticed that the pen is really high for the ammo. So that's one reason why I haven't upgraded the gun. Yeah, you do a little bit more damage, but the pen is not lacking. Like, the penetration values on the LHM TV for the standard rounds were as high as the gold rounds. In fact, I think it was higher than that of like the LT-432, for example, right? So in my eyes, you don't really need the Top Gun by any means to do damage in this vehicle. So we're going to see how it works. I mean, I don't know, man. I only have 2 battles in this tank. Perhaps I'm wrong about some of the things, guys, but we will find out. But I would really like to get into a game, you know, without having to wait almost 2 minutes. Like, what is going on here, man? There's 11,000 people on the server. We should be getting into a game. Here we go. And it's Paris. We waited 1 minute and 45 seconds to get Paris. Alright, what the heck do I do on this map? It's a tier 10 game. There is a Baboon 2 on the enemy team. Shout out to that guy. Who is this guy? Ryukyu Gaijin, I guess is how I say that. I've never seen this guy before, but... Alright. I'm thinking in this battle, since I only have 2 games in this tank, I like to play as conservatively as possible, which You know what? This thing has really good torque, too. That's what I like. See how quick it gets up to speed? The LHMTV is the same way. I really like how it gets up and goes quickly. So that's another plus. But I like to play even more conservatively than I normally do, which is surprising since I already play so conservatively. But I'm going to try. I don't think this guy will light me. I'm going to knock this tree. See if anyone's going to blind fire that area. Get a shot in this projectile, maybe. And yeah, the DPM, man, is just really long. That's the one downside about this vehicle. Just has a really long reload time. I'm gonna knock this tree. Okay, there's the YAG. Trying not to get blind fired. I think the WZ is lit. Try and knock this one as well. Hit this guy. Now we're going to be stuck here. And this is the biggest example of why I don't like Paris. Now we have to sit here and hopefully somebody can get an angle on this guy to eliminate him. Me and the WZ are becoming best friends here. Okay, he's down. We have 1,400 spotting damage, guys. Would you believe that? This never happens for me. 1,400 spotting? We haven't done anything. Oh my god. I look behind me. I didn't even look over here, guys. I look behind me and I'm like, that can only be one man. And it's FV. Like, nukes in the Glock. Yeah, no kidding, dude. Gee whiz, man. Okay. I have a lot of support behind me, and I'm thinking of making a kind of dumb play. I know the Yag Tiger's back here. He might light me doing this, but I want to try and get out here and spot these guys. Like, this is really aggressive. Just hoping I'm not going to pay the price for it. Okay, Leo's here. We have a lot of support here, man. So, yeah, see all that? See, if you have support behind you, I guess Paris isn't that bad, but I'm just kind of reading the map. You see, we have these big guns back here, guys. We got a Conway, a T-30, and the FV-215B-183. Now, if we can spot the YAG, that would be phenomenal. I'm just going to sit right here. See if the YAG pokes, or the RU. Shouldn't be spotted. This tank is quite small, has decent concealment. And I have to run CVS, actually. This guy. Beautiful. This game's going very well for Paris, man. We're at 4,000 combined. This is incredible, guys. I never do this well in Paris. Something's wrong. We're probably going to have really bad second and third games because something is wrong here. I never do this well in Paris. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a cut like this. If I'm spotted immediately, it's the YAG is probably still sitting here. There he is. It might have been the Leo one that spotted me, actually. And I'm safe to make this play because the mid is open, guys. Do not make this play if someone is sitting here or you think someone can approach that area, right? Never ever do that. It's really bad. We have the YAG Tiger taken out of the game completely. And now it's just a matter of what my buddies can do. Leo 1 is going to put himself in harm's way. Okay, interesting, interesting, interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Alright, let's see if the T-30 can get a shot here, or the FV. Good, he's tracked. These guys let me down, man. I think they did get a shot to the YAG Tiger, though. He lost a lot of HP, but it is what it is, guys. We took the YAG Tiger out of the game. Luckily, we never got hit by the Gorilla, which is nice. We made a very, very aggressive play, actually 2 times in a row, right? So come here and then to come out into this location. And I think it paid off. I really, really do. We got 6k spotting out of this, which is like, dude, this might be the highest spotting damage I've ever gotten on Paris. In fact, I'm almost certain it is, right? There might even be a little bit of blind. This could be like 7k combined, guys, for Paris, which is just unheard of. Like, this is, I don't know how this is even possible. I really, like, I've never ever gotten this much spotting, but if you have big guns behind you, man, it can happen. I guess T-30's still on the reload. This is our big hitter right here. This is the guy I needed. Maybe I should have waited just a little bit longer. But I think we did well, guys. I'm really, 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 really happy. If you can't tell, I'm really happy with this performance on Paris. This is incredible. Okay, T-30 cleans up the gorilla. Let's switch over to, like, the Panther, maybe. I'm trying to give you guys something to watch here. About the Conway. Yak Tiger and RHM are still big hitters, man. These guys need to be careful or go all together, right? Conway definitely understands the game mechanics. He's trying to approach through the trees and stuff and hug the corner. But yeah, I think what we did, guys, was really good. This is how I would play it if you are in a passive scouting vehicle and you don't want to try and play these roads. I'm not the greatest on Paris, guys. I really, like, don't take huge amounts of advice from me on Paris, because there's players that are a lot better at understanding these roadways. Like Steel Guts is really good, in my opinion. Whenever I watch him play Paris, I'm very impressed with how well he understands this area of the map, like the mid and the roads going, you know, in and out of the mid. I don't really like to play this. You know, there's been times where I'll take the even 90 and run into the middle bush line, but that's very risky. It's a very risky play. There you go, Conway shooting AG as well. Oh, it was the Baboon 2 and the Leo one. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of going to the mid in most tanks. If it's like a really, maybe like the T-54 lightweight, I might try it or something. But I will say, if you're looking to play passively, that is how you play it, right? And sure enough, we did get a little bit of blind spotting, so this was just about 7,000 combined, guys. Can you believe that? 7k combined on Paris. And where are we? We are here. What's it by experience? We're third by experience. We didn't do that much damage, but T-30 and the FV, like these guys, man, in the back, were really, really helping me out with that spotting damage number. And shout out to our buddy here at Baboon 2. He played pretty well in the Leo. He YOLO'd me there. It's pretty funny, man. But yeah, they had 3 guys actually do 0 damage here. The Artie didn't get anything. We had 3 guys do 0 damage too. They had 4 actually. Wow. Sounds about right on Paris, I guess. But that's how I would play it passively, guys. Like, that's how usually I do it. Except I'm usually not that aggressive. But when you have huge guns behind you like that, you might as well take the risk on Paris. And it paid off. So risk equals reward sometimes. It's definitely the case in that game. And that's how I would do it, guys. But if you're looking to get better at the mid of that map, I would watch Steel Guts, man. He seems to be a lot better at understanding Paris than I am. In terms of the middle roadways, I just don't really understand them that well. I understand them enough to play there, but I'm not comfortable playing there, if that makes sense. Like, I can do it, but I just don't want to. I think that's really what it is. You guys know how I play, man. I'm very, very passive. I'm a very passive player. And the reason I am is just because I've died too many times early on in games, and I always like to be one of the last people alive, all the time. That's my goal, is to always be one of the last people alive. And if you guys do the same, I guarantee you, if you're watching my content to learn more about light tanks and game mechanics, and all this stuff, staying alive, and I'm probably going to eat my own words because we're on Prokhorovka, but staying alive is one of the most important things you can do. You have to stay alive as a light tank, guys. You have to stay alive. So always be thinking of that. So what do we have here? Model 75. Their view range is not that good, so I'm thinking I can actually get into a decent... I might regret this, man. I'm thinking I can actually get into a decent passive scouting location. But they do have a mana core, so that's a problem. This thing has really good acceleration, though. I'm almost thinking we can get up to, like... Do I want to risk it, man? Where's the 100 LT going? Okay. I'm trying to figure out where this guy is going. There's the Model 75. I want to make sure the Manny isn't going to get into E1. T100's location's fine for now. I want to get up to where this Cobra is going to want to sit. If I can. Can I get up into... Thank you, my man. Thank you for doing that. I'll check to see if I can get up in here. Just kind of spot checking it. Okay, I think we're good. Just hope I don't get blind fired, because that always happens to me. We're just going to sit right here for now. I'm very passive on this map, guys. Like, extremely, extremely passive on this map. Because I don't want to die early on, right? And I think we can effectively counter some people from here. If we try and bite off more than we could chew, the Manny is going to outspot me, man, and it's going to be a bad day. We have the T100 LT. Okay, there's the 268. Spotting the tortoise. I'm almost out of this bush, right? Because I'm trying to get up as high as I can. Likely someone will blind fire like this, like in the middle of it. And this is why you passive scout this map, guys. Look where we're spotting the tortoise. Like, look where we're spotting the tortoise at. So, again, all this talk about people saying run down the bush line. Like, the T100 LT is here. We're fine. You run the bush line at the end of the game. You want to try and start with passive scouting on this map if you can get there successfully. Like, if you get lit and you have to run the ridge lines, then run the ridge lines. If you got a fat light tank and your concealment isn't good, run the ridge lines. But this thing turns like a boat, first of all, which I forgot. It was kind of risky that first turn we did here, because this thing turns. Like, it's like, come on, man, like, cut, you know? And it doesn't cut. But we have to be patient. The T100 LT is here as well. Like, there's no reason for us to just go crazy here, you know? I7 is YOLOing. I'm going to get right here and just stay right here. The I7 should not light me. There's the Manny. I'm just going to stay right here. Hopefully the Manny will not light me. I'm getting right in the bush. And this is, again, guys, why I passive scout, okay? Passive scouting. Like, I can't emphasize this enough, guys. Just passive scout, because can you imagine if I was in this bush line right now? I'd be toast. The T100 LT is having to run away. Look at this batch hat. Like, these guys are nuts, man. This is what people will do on this map, and you can just sit here and spot for your tank destroyers. This Yag Tiger is getting freaking demolished. Like, look at our spotting numbers, guys, and we're not doing anything, right? I just know the game mechanics, and I know I can sit here and kind of get away with this, right? So, I'm trying to get in this bush as best I can. I don't want the batch hat to spot me, because he's coming around this way now. He shouldn't. I think we're good. Like, we're not doing anything, okay? I could just sit here and sip on my whatever this is called. Caffeine sparkling ice drink. And we wait for the mana core to make the mistake first, right? This guy cannot run the bush line with me sitting here. Sorry, man. Okay, beautiful. And now we move up. Now that the mana core is dead, now we can play this bushline game, right? Now we can do this shit. Here we go. Okay. Just watching the Kunza Panzer. Should be okay here. What I'm scared about is this. I'm always scared about this bush. That's what I'm the most scared about. God, this is so risky, man. Making a cut through this bush line. Okay. I'm just going to go for it. Let's see. We can get through here. Okay, here's Tortoise. This is what you have to be careful of, is this bush, man. No one's sitting here, so we're able to do this successfully. But if someone is sitting up there, I would have been spotted already by now. But because no one's sitting there, we're good to go through. Just stay in the bushes. Okay, it's 277. This could be a 10k spotting game, guys. In a session. That'd be pretty cool. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's keep going. 140's here. Want to get as much spotting as possible. Just going to go right into the 277. Brilliant. Okay. There's the conch. Nice. Okay. Got half of that. Could be 10k. I have 9,800 right now. And this is what passive scouting vehicles are able to do successfully on Prokhorovka, guys. Again, if you watch the previous session where I was talking about me playing the Hawk 30 on this map, it was in the session with the LTG. I was explaining to you guys how I got basically outplayed because the Hawk 30 is just too fat and it's too big to go through the bush line, right? It's not necessarily wide, it's just a really tall, kind of fat tank, right? And it can't do what something like the Gsor can do. So, just kind of have to know your strengths and weaknesses. Come on, turn. Okay, we got some of that spotting. It's over 10k, guys. Easy peasy, as Steel Guts would say. So there you go. That's how you do it. You just have to be really, really careful, man. Like, again, that bush up top there, guys, if someone is sitting there, and that's what happened to me in the Hawk 30, I feel like there was an S1 sitting up there, right? And I think his binocs went over the bushes, or his view range went over the bushes when he had binocs, and I got outspotted. But you can do the same thing and just use the right side of the bush line. My concern was the Kunza Panzer, because the Kunza Panzer was poking like in the mid there. So I'm just always concerned when you get into those little bushes, because the bushes go like this, right? They're like this, and then they come like this, and then they're also like this high, and then all of a sudden they're this high, and there's all these weird gaps in the bush line. So if your tank is exposed, even for a split second, you're spotted, and that's it. It only takes one little gap in the bushes to F you, right? So this is why I always tell people, whenever someone is telling me, like, Whirls, just run through the bush line, LT, you're a shitter, run through the bush line, I'm like, dude, can't do that in the T-54 lightweight, can't do that in the Hawk 30. You know, it's not an automatic thing, so you play it more passively. It's weird, because in the passive light tanks, you can actually be more aggressive on Prokhorovka, right? So there you go, guys. I hope that, I've explained everything and showed you guys how you can spot this map, but you don't want to run through the bush line immediately, especially when there are people making active scout runs and there's faster tanks. Once a lot of people get eliminated and all these people stop YOLOing in, like the IS-7 just came YOLOing in, then we can inch up, inch up, inch up, and we did 10,192 spotting live on a session, right? And that got us 1,122 experience. We didn't do any damage, really. It ends up being only a second class. I'm going to apply this, and there you guys go. So, hope that helps you guys on Prokhorovka. Let's get into the third game, and hopefully it's a good one. We're at 25 minutes, so yeah, this is definitely going to be the last one. But I'm just so tired of trying to explain to people that think you can, in any light tank, you can just run straight down the bush line, like all the way to the K line, or the A line, depending on which side you're going to. Like, it doesn't work like that, man. It really does not work like that. One gap in the bushes and or a tank destroyer with binocs sitting up top there in those bushes will easily outspot you, and once you're spotted, 3 seconds goes by before you even know, right? So I don't know. I don't know how else to explain this. I hope it makes sense to you guys. But I can sit here for hours and just talk to you guys about how many people have tried to tell me in the chat, like, do this, do that. And even then, you can watch gameplay of mine, right? And every game's going to be different. You can watch one game on Prokhorovka and go, oh, well, Whirls, this tank was there. Oh, Whirls, this and this and that. And oh, Whirls, that. Because it's different from this game, Whirls, and it's different from that game. And, well, this guy was here and he spot. Like, you can go on and on and on for hours and tell me, like, well, because of this Whirls, you could have done this. Well, I like to do this. And, like, I don't mind people giving me advice, but it's like every game is different. So what worked for you one game might not work for you the next game, right? So that's what I also try to tell people. Like, if there was someone in that bush and I knew someone was lit up on that bush on the hill, I would have probably went into the bush line differently and tried to go through the right side of the bush line. So, and even poking out there, the 268 I thought spotted me when we kind of poked into the middle in between both bush lines there, because I was going to try and angle out and go down the right bush line just in case. And thank God, man, he didn't light me, and we kept going. But I'm telling you guys, one little gap in the bushes, one little mistake you make, and you're spotted, and that's your game. I don't care if you're full HP, you're going to get freaking annihilated by people. Absolutely annihilated, so... Where's this 105 going? I'm about to just make something, make a play like this. I'm just gonna do this, I think. Kinda wanna go around, oh fuck. I didn't want to knock that tree. So now I'm gonna go over here. I'm safe to do this. Excuse my language. I'm gonna sit here, guys. I think this is really passive, but you can spot people that poke right here. That's what I like to do. T-54 appeared there. We didn't spot him, but... Sometimes passive scouting is really boring. Did our LT die already? Or EBR? No. Where'd he go? Oh, here he is. The question is, what is their 105 doing? Because he was lit in the city last, and I haven't seen him poke up in a while. I feel like I should move here. I'm not getting anything out of this, but I don't know where else I can go safely. Kind of depends on where their Gsor is. If I had to guess, I would say he's like in this area. Okay, we're lighting the T-54, I think. I think that guy's probably stuck down there. Once you go down there, I think you get stuck. Here's the IS-7. Okay, brilliant, he's dead. Alright, we need to do something else here. I don't know what I can do, but I need to try and do something else. I think we own enough of the map from the east and also in the middle road where I can make this play. Where is this enemy Gsor? Okay, I'm lit here. Oh my god, oh my god. Don't you guys hate when you're up on the side of a rock or something, and I'm literally hitting the W key, but the tank is just sliding off the freaking rock, and I can't even do anything. I'm gonna get blind fired here. I think I just need to sit like this. There's the Gsor. It's actually a good play on his part, man. I should be safe here. He's trying to hit me. I've never seen someone sit in that bush. It's actually a pretty good play. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the T-54 is stuck down there. I don't think you can get back up once you fall down there. I don't think I can even shoot this guy through the water. Alright, let's advance, guys. This is going to be kind of a garbage game, but my team didn't even need me here. Like, I didn't have to do anything. Our team carried this game, so just gonna dive in, see if we can get maybe 1 or 2 more shots of damage. That's about it. Technically, the mark is still going up, so you know, it's a plus. One more shot, man. Okay, that's it. That's the whole team except for the 105. Everyone's going to probably cap out. Oh. Dang, dude. Let's jump. Already shotgunned him. 450 damage, 385 assists, guys. I know that's not a great last game, but it is what it is. I mean, we absolutely annihilated this team. I couldn't even get in fast enough to get damage, but we were very passive at the beginning, so I probably could have made a slightly more aggressive play at the beginning, but it is what it is. We absolutely annihilated this team, and got our premium too, finally. So I might play one of my premiums now. Okay, we're at 33 minutes. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this session. Let's take a look at the end score. We only did 443 damage, but because of the game on proc, we ended with an average assistance of 5,632 and some change. So 443 and 5632 should be around 6K. 6,075 combined, guys, over those 3 games, and there you go. When you play proc, you got to make it count, right? 6K WTR, it's beautiful. And that's all. I mean, there's nothing more to note here, guys. I think we played very, very well. My damage did go down considerably, but let's take a look over the first 5 battles. 1243 damage and 4342 assistance, man. Can you imagine if we kept these numbers up? I mean, we would 3-mark the game, 3-mark the tank in probably 40 or 50 games or something. So 95% is actually 3,800 on this tank. That seems kind of high. What is it in the light? Okay, the lightweight to get a 3-mark It's 3343. The Gsor is 3849. Isn't that crazy, man? You need like another 500 combined for the Gsor. So that's pretty crazy. Look at the 283 though. It's only 3149, and I think this number even went down. Like, I'm sorry, up. Because when I 3-marked this thing, look at my current total, 2327. I 3-marked this thing, and now you can't even 2-mark it with that. The expected values in this tank were so low, and that's when I went ahead and went to 3-mark it. So I got really lucky that I owned this tank. I heard not a lot of people got it permanently. They just got it for rental like 100 freaking times, right? And with last year's Christmas holiday ops. So, all right, that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.